Paul Blackburn.
That's right.
Let's become
It's the old song. Tonight, we're going to do stuff here that is going to be very silly. But we thought we'd start with a serious subject. The subject of world peace. We've been talking about this, Dr. Nat and myself, for many months. We've looked at the terrible wars that are going on, wrecking the world. We look at Syria, we look at Afghanistan, we look at Farnworth. I think sometimes something must be done. And yet, these are global configurations that involve countries from all over the world. So what can we do about it? It all seems so enormous. We could sing, of course. Kumbaya. Come and join us if you like. Kumbaya. Kumbaya. Oh. But we have thought about it, and we think we've come to a solution. Because it's no good just looking at the big picture. You've got to look at yourself. And when that rage wells up, when it wells up and it overwhelms you, there's only one thing to do. And that's get a hammer of love and peace. And take the hammer. When it's coming, the rage is rising. Oh, you want to do something. Stop. Don't kick that child. No, don't kick that beggar. Don't make the children cry. Don't invade that country. Instead, take the hammer of love and peace. And turn it on yourself. Oh. Peace! Peace! Oh, peace! 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 Love! And if enough of us do it, over time, we will have world peace.
This obviously is our highbrow set. We can tell we're amongst intellectuals here. And Mr. Blackburn, wonderful is not the word. The word legend has many meanings. We'll now enlighten you about the world of poetry, a bit like Isabel did. In fact, she did it a bit too much like this. Here's a poem called This Is Poetry.
Smile. Sardonic. Is that how you do it, Simon? Looks Byronic.
Poetry, chronic. This is a poet, he speaks in verse.
It's something of a living curse.
He thinks in couplets. He dreams in rhyme.
I do it all the fucking time.
He wants to be anthologized. But up on stage, he always dies.
I'm a poetic kind of guy.
Okay, shit, but at least he tries. Yes, he's a poet, he's brave and gallant. It's a pity that he's got no. Wait!
I was just off there.
Wait! The poet speaks.
I wandered lonely as a cloud. I stood alone beside a gate. No. I wandered lonely as a clap.
Because he had no fucking mates.
In Xanadu de Kubla Khan, a stately pleasure dome decree, but there's only one real pleasure dome, friends, and that is me.
When he comes on, the crowds go home. It really sets the fucking tone. He never sleeps. He never rests. He's a fucking poetry pest.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Poet Paul. Gaze upon my works ye mighty and despair.
You always know when he recites, it's likely to be fucking shy. Competitions, pubs and shows, I'll give him that. He has a go. He entered 20 slams or not.
I never won a fucking one.
The poetry bloke is in his blood. The poetry book is in his blood. It's a pity that he's not so good.
I write them fast. I write them.
You write them?
I write them fast, I write them leisurely. I am a fucking golden treasury.
Other poets may come to pass, but they can just come kiss his ass.
Bow down before me, kiss my feet, kiss my genitals. Oh, what a treat.
Paul has been known to lose the plot. Simon Armitage, he is not. He's a little fat and a little puffy. He looks a lot like Carol Ann Duffy.
It's time, my man, that you were gone. I feel some poetry coming on. Salute me like they do in Rome. And then call my nurse. It's time for home. Yeah, you know, I mean, that piece.
The ambulance is here.
That piece, you know, like kind of denigrated me. But just to show you what a fantastic poet I am, tonight I'm going to amaze you. Hold on to your seats and prepare for a poem that's really going to rock your world. You'll find yourself angry, sad, mad, laughing and crying.
Particularly angry.
And crying. It will tickle and titivate every emotion, but you will never be bored. It is the best poem that's ever been written by me. It is complex and will require you to concentrate. It demands intellectual rigor in every respect. But as I look around the room, a sudden doubt enters my mind. What if you weren't up to it? What if my perfect poem is beyond you? Then I'll start to look ridiculous. You'll be embarrassed by me. This will quickly turn to irritation. And soon you'll be angry or worse. Look at him, the silly old fart, you'll say to yourself. 2 brain cells would leave his head overcrowded. Probably senile dementia setting in. What a sad, sorry basket case. I just wish he'd get off. He's so pathetic and despicable. But wait a minute, you bastards. I didn't come here to be bloody insulted by the likes of you, intellectual pygmies. So, you're not going to hear my poem. I'm going to take it home and keep it all to myself.
Oh.
But in the meantime, you can hear a poem by Dr. Clare.
Thank you.
It won't be as good, obviously.
Come on. Who put that in there? They're trying to tell me something. Oops. This is a poem called The Drugs Do Work. I swallowed the pill, I lit the light, I broke the truce and undressed. I painted my rolled eyes red. I let my lungs fill slowly with sand. I nailed the door and broke the golden lock. I grew big, so big, I ungrew. I ate mountains and melted forests. I read the skies and started a war over a biscuit. I saw tomorrow and kissed ghosts. I healed wounds and cut throats. I got drunk on Good Friday. I rose again on Easter Monday. I had legs. I had 4 legs. I had no legs. I wanted your legs. I said sorry and flew away forever. I danced at the crucifixion. I argued with your bra. You see, I need to fly. I need to eat fire. I need to sell hats and marry butterflies. But most of all, I need to reconsider my position as leader of UKIP. Yes. Not only is Paul a brilliant poet, he's also a brilliant songwriter. And there seems to be a running theme tonight about dogs. And this is a song that Paul wrote, and he'll tell you a little bit about it himself.
I don't remember this. Right, this is a song called The Dog Boy of Dog Hill. And you were kind enough to join in with Kevin's song, so I hope you're going to be kind enough to join in with me, because I'm not as good as he is. So, the chorus goes something like this. It's a howl. Are you for howling?
Yeah.
Oh. So the chorus goes, "Ow." Right, come on. The chorus goes, "Ow." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ow. The dog boy of Dog Hill, the dog boy of Dog Hill. Well, I was brought up crazy by a pack of men. I was brought up crazy by a pack of men that was right up there on Dog Hill by the mad Chihuahuas. Well, if you read your Bible, you'll know about the devil. But have you ever heard of a Chihuahua named Bucknell? Ah, ooh, yeah, yeah. Ah, ooh, yeah, yeah. The dog boy. Well, I'm wild and I am wicked. I don't give a smack. I'll nip and poke your ankle, then pee right up your leg. I'll snip your smelly bottom, then slobber on your socks. When I get excited, I'll hump you till I drop. Ah, ooh, yeah, yeah. Ah, ooh, yeah. The dog boy of Dog Hill. Once I had an owner. He taught me how to do my biz with a bag and a scooper. Look now. Here it is. Well, I trained to be a guide dog, but I kept on getting lost, and I almost joined the police force until I found I hated cops. So take me back to Dog Hill. Can I'll be too soon. Back amongst my doggy friends, howling at the moon. Ah, ooh, yeah, yeah. Fantastic. Ah, ooh, yeah, yeah. Dog boy, oh dog boy. Dog boy, oh dog boy. Last time. You get it.
Where are you going?
Sorry.
Going home?
What have we done?
You're not saying anything.
No, sorry. Yes, thank you very much for that, and you sang beautifully. That was really good. That's the best I've ever heard. We're going to have now. Dr. Chloe's going to sing a song that he was very famous actually one time in his bedroom. But I love it actually. It's a thing called Fred Shed, and it's all about when we were hippies and the things that we got up to in those days. The real story, not what you hear about, in the press.
We were hippies in Bolton. Not many of us, but we were keen. And we had what's known as a commune in the garden shed. And this is about that. And the Maharishi Fred Dibner. There's lots of Freds in it. This is Fred's shed. On the wall. Catholic vibes in Fred's shed. Fred's been to festivals, and Fred really tells us the score. Well, Fred's got a psychedelic sleeping bag, and he's used it at least once before. Oh, he used to be quiet and placid until I spiked his mental with acid. And now Fred's found Jesus. He lived under the rug in Fred's shed. Well, Fred's shed, it just got burned down, and Fred's shed just went up in flames. Well, Fred's been into hospital, and they done something weird to his brain, but they said he'll be better by Easter, and that he's thinking of being a teacher. Now, Fred's dad, he was smiling that day when he came in, stinking of paraffin, but he never did dig Fred's shed. Play it, Fred. Thank you. All Blackburn.
We've decided to do some new stuff. Some stuff that wasn't written, like that first bit. And some old stuff like this. This is a poem about censorship called The Policeman In My Head. Oh. Actually, I did it for Louise, but she's not here.
And I think she's gone home.
Yeah. There's a policeman in my head. He's driving me insane. Whenever I do wrong, he gives me so much pain. And I yell at him to stop, but I know he'll never cease. On his beat relentlessly until I am deceased. There's a copper in my conch, and I know he's fucking me. He senses everything I think, why won't he let me be? He hurts me for my actions, no matter what I do, making me feel bad and low, turning tight the screw. There's a busy in my bones. How did he get in there? Someone must have put him in when I wasn't quite aware. And I want to rip him out. I'm aching to be free, to ride and butt with chaos, mayhem and anarchy. And I want to be atrocious, to gob and belch and thrutch, tell everyone to kiss my ass and kick them in the crutch, to have sex with a hamster in front of my old mum, interfere with pensioners, debag a bleeding nun, to run with leather bikers with a filthy tart from France, to squander money senselessly on worthless games of chance. Tell my boss that he's a tosser, then jack in my bleeding job. Show everybody, look at me! I've got a toaster on me knob! But there's a policeman in my head, and he regulates my thought. With his holy, unctuous, sensible, he makes me feel like snot. But no, I've got clever. I know I've got a what? A sneaky plan, yes, it really is quite clever. I'm having a lobotomy. I'll be free of him forever. I know the good doctor is going to do you one of his favourite poems.
One of my favourite poems. It happens to be one of mine. And it's one I've not done for a long time. It's called I Knifed Noddy. Yay! Thank you. He'll never laugh. He'll never sing. His little bell will never ding. I've done a very naughty thing. I knifed Noddy. I blew his little car to bits. Big ears ran off with the shits. But that friggin' hat got on my tits. So I knifed Noddy. I know I've been a bad, bad boy, but killing him was such a joy. I've never hurt a bendy toy till I knifed Noddy. I'd give anything to bring him back, but I just haven't got the knack. So I stuffed his body in a sack when I knifed Noddy. My garden is a no-go zone. That stupid spotty dog came home with a sodding great big noddy bone when I knifed Noddy. PC Plod took a backhander, dismembered Noddy with a sander. We hung the rap on Peter Panda. But I knifed Noddy. Enid Blyton's not been well. In fact, she's dead. Her book sales fell. Noddy Zombie didn't sell since I knifed Noddy. So little children, when you play, wash the dirt off straight away. It could be Noddy's DNA. No, Noddy's got no body. No big ears, Roger Rabbit. He soon forgot his noddy habit. I might pop round one day and stab it, 'cause I quite liked knifing Noddy. He'll never laugh. He'll never sing. His little bell will never ding. I've done a very naughty thing. I knifed Noddy.
I'd like to do a poem now called Return of Noddy.
Noddy's got a gun.
They used to look so content, sitting by the garden fence, content to watch the flowers grow, or so we thought, but now we know about those gnomes. I thought it was a passing fad when people went a little mad. They made pig ponds and called them home for plastic plaster potted gnomes. Oh yes, those gnomes. And no one noticed when one year the gnomes as one all disappeared, replaced by nothing more than air. No one remarked that they weren't there, and yet they'd gone. Until one night I heard a scream. I sensed at once what it would mean. Muffled footsteps on the ground, and everywhere that awful sound, the murmur of the gnomes. They'll walk as one, both new and old, those factory fresh, those with green mould. In countless legions they'll attack, with fishing rods and funny hearts, invasion of the gnomes. Oh, can't you hear their little feet? Great art going on here, Del. Oh, can't you hear their little feet as they march up and down your street? They do it almost every night. They're making sure they get it right. I'm telling you, they're here. I sometimes lock myself at home, but when I'm sure I'm all alone, their hands appear out of the walls. They grasp and clutch and tear and claw, and suddenly they're gone. They whisper things we shouldn't know. I heard them on the radio. I close my ears to shut them out, but that's no use, for then they shout. To stop them, I must scream. They sniff around while you're in bed. They steal the dreams out of your head, and in their place they put nightmares, or else they leave a vacuum there, and that is worse. And then they grab at all your hopes and turn each one into a joke until I've nothing left to try, and in despair I start to cry. Why won't they leave me be? So people of the world, awake. Our very essence is at stake. We must throw up the barricades and stop their evil escapades, their every sneaky trick. People of the earth, unite and put on coats of purest white. Stand in your gardens night and day and chant, "Oh, gnomes, please go our way." And they just might. Or else they will tramp on and on until all humankind is gone, extinct for all eternity, except, that is, for yours truly. I'll beat those gnomes.
Paul suffers from an illness called paranoia. And he's rooting around for a little gnome, I suspect, in his bag. This is a poem called Sex Bag.
Hey.
My friend's got a sex bag. He takes it everywhere. He don't come empty-handed. He always comes prepared. There's a whole erotic kingdom stuffed inside his bag. He isn't very handsome, but he always gets a shag. He says it is his sex bag that makes him such a stud. I said I had a netto bag. He said that was no good. Why, everyone has sex bags, Nat. Do I look like a creep? So he opened up his sex bag and he let me have a peep. Gosh. There were things that stick in. Things that stick out, things that stick up when there's no one about. Things for the many, things for the few, things needing batteries, some needing glue. Some things that flashed, a few that just fizzed. Oh, I wish I could have such a sex bag as his. So I bought a bloody sex bag. I tried it out at home. I got a little jar of Vaseline and a bar of Toblerone, a foot pump and a nipple clamp, a feather and some grease, a Brillo pad, a ping pong ball, and a pair of plastic briefs. Nothing in my sex bag cost more than £1. And did I get a girlfriend? You bet I fucking did. She ran off with my sex bag. I hope they're having fun. I'll not get another one. My sex bag days are done. And if you see that friend of mine, remind him of this farce. You'll recognise him easily. His sex bag's up his arse.
Many years ago, in the 60s, you won't believe I'm this old, but in the 60s, pop stars like James Brown and Mick Jagger and me, we used to do this thing where we put something down our trousers to excite the ladies. So ladies, get ready. You're going to be excited. As I checked this, I couldn't find a hose pipe, as they used to call them. But I found this. You won't be able to take your eyes off it, lady.
Oh, there you go.
Ouch! Oh,
Get me out of here.
like it?
I like it. Wait a minute, it doesn't look any different.
Exactly.
Keep swallowing up, Paul.
So we'd like to finish off with a song called Policeman. Hey, I got a rubber hose pipe down my pants. see it wiggle when I dance. Makes me feel good and it makes me feel fine. So now I wear it all of the time. Oh, let me be your Postman.
Postman. Well, I give a little gasp and I give a little groan. You wanna see me handle that microphone? Well, I look alright without an inch of fat, and I'll be okay until my chorus it snaps.
Oh, let me be Postman.
Postman, Postman.
I am on in my leather suit. May look blue, but you know I'm cute. I'm sweating tears and I'm sweating blood, playing for you people that I love.
Postman, I got a postman.
Call me idol, call me pop. Pop. Alright, let my testicles drop. I don't wear underpants when I perform, 'cause if I do, I look deformed. Oh, let me be your postman.
Postman, I got a postman. Postman, I got a postman. Postman, I got a
Postman. Thank you. Sorry. That was the last one. Oh, sorry. Got all the back.
Introduce it. Introduce it.
Sorry. I don't need to with these introductions. Call me Mr. Wonderful. It's a name that suits me fine. People love my body, but no one loves my mind. I don't wanna wait. Please give me some respect. You gotta see it, it ain't no fun being regarded as a sex object.
Object.
And if you could see my IQ score, you know I had the most. I only say this to let you know, 'cause I don't like to boast. So please accept I've got some brains in this pretty thing. And if you do, you'll see it fits in with my charisma and my grace.
His grace.
Call me Mr. Wonderful, it's a name that suits me fine. Idolize my body, appreciate this mind. Idolize my body, appreciate this mind. Sorry, the drugs are wearing off.